JB ni mtu wangu wa karibu yani saa hii.
Nasikia what married men should be doing, DMing other men.
Yeah,
because like Kenyan men are
brothers DMing other brothers.
Yeah.
To encourage them, to remind them about their purpose and their path.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, who's the most famous person you've ever met? I mean, aside from Obama.
Ever met? I think Obama.
Yeah?
No, aside from Obama.
Aside from Obama.
I've met tons of famous people. Like met in terms of hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And had a conversation. Bill Gates.
What?
Yeah.
Bruv.
So let me ask you.
Okay. Exchange numbers.
I've been in 1 meter radius of Jay-Z. Yeah.
I remember. I saw that.
I was going to say hi, but his security gave me the look. Savara did unimaginable.
I'll never forget
so
that
walked
photo.
into like Nini and said hi to him. Yeah, I'm from Kenya. And I was like, damn, man.
And he even took a photo.
He did.
Yeah.
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 Chimano and Marek took a picture with Beyonce that day. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Would you take the dinner or the 500,000?
How long is the dinner?
They never said.
It depends.
Yeah.
So if it's an evening of like festivities, from like 6 in the evening until
morning
night time, I'm taking that.
Yeah.
And you leave the $500,000 on the table.
Jay-Z's like cosign in life is worth more than 500k, you know.
What if your dinner like haitaleta cosign yote ni kujienjoy tu?
Na nakumbuka recently niliona video where Jay-Z
Jay-Z mwenyewe alisema take the money.
Alafu advice yenye walikuwa napatiana. No, it was a round table session, right? And so they were talking about life and things. Maze advice yani za Jay-Z ni God. Imagine
good.
I advise you
okay,
take the
to
money.
be honest, I'm taking 500k.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a new artist now.
Plus
So I need that money for videos. I need that money for marketing. I need that money to cross over and do things. Yeah.
Na venye MCSK wanawalipatianga check ya 300 bob.
Wanatupatianga check ni check. Tulembo check ni check. Yeah, man. I need all that money.
Bien by the vile umepiga tours all around the world. Ukaitwa show North Korea utaenda?
Tunaenda kwani nini?
Nice.
Si waimbiwe.
Yeah,
manze. Our gift is to give us dominion over the world.
Yeah.
So everywhere we go, we will be celebrated.
Yeah,
our music will go into rooms before us to make room for us in those places.
I absolutely love it.
Kim umesikia?
Kim ni nani?
See, my boy from
you guys you're on first name basis.
Only JB Smooth.
I see you. Anyway, forget North Korea. The way you're moving, even the moon is not ready for you. Here's Megan Trainor to the moon. We are in studio with BN. Whatever questions you've got, remember to hit us up on hashtag Combooks and Carry. Hip-hop artist.
Roma.
Viva Roma.
Oh, like he's so hardcore.
Ajipe miaka kanani.
He's huge. Roma is big, guys.
Yeah,
Roma is big, but I don't know if it's my style.
Are there collabos? Because there's a day I was saying here that when any artist wants to make it in East Africa, right, there are two people that they'd want to do a collabo with. You and Diamond.
Really? Okay.
That's how, like, when you look at people coming into Kenya and they want to get their music played, they're like, where's BN?
Yeah.
You know?
But it's such a blessing, man. Yeah, but it's something I've worked for over time and years. It's taken years to build, man. You know, when I was driving here this morning, I remembered my first interview on Kiss. And how it was such a big deal for me. Yeah. And I was like, it's never stopped being a big deal. Even today, it's a big deal for me, you know? So it's just years and years and years of doing what I think is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been on a bunch of podcasts. There's something you spoke... No, this one I had to ask.
You went straight into it.
You know...
Opina's podcast in Ashutiwa usiku. It was so late in the night. And you know, at night, my mind is not working nicely. Well, let's go.
No, there's something he said, and Carrie, I want to know also hear from you what your thoughts are, right?
Okay.
So he said, of course he's asked, who are your celebrity crushes, right? And you know me, I usually think that question is a setup, right? Because if you have somebody, alitaja, lakini he was smart. He made sure he tajad people who are far. He said, make sure that they are not near.
Yeah, I can't start saying my crush is Kwambox.
Yeah.
She's
Natka chicken beat.
She's a 15-minute drive. Honestly.
Alafu sahi useme ati uko wayaki
where you going? So yani so kama ni crush wako akue fimbo ya mbali ya yui nyoka.
Mukwe na dance class alafu ufanye kapao.
Angalia sasa kapao.
All right, I want to push this conversation further. So, okay, of course I know you're with Cheeky, but before, who are your celebrity crushes?
Before I met my wife?
Yes.
It was 10 years ago. I can't even
just
remember.
tell us. There must have been somebody you were crushing on. Celebrity.
Those days?
Yes.
Hey, can I even remember, man? It was 10 years ago. Kwambox, were you crushing on 10 years ago? You can't remember?
You're me, I can.
Okay, Jesus. I don't know, man. Like, 10 years ago, who was hot?
Idris Elba.
Oh, really?
Hey, this Guy.
10 years ago, I don't know, man. I actually don't know. Yeah.
How can I crash?
That you were savage.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, guys? Me and you are in a relationship geared towards marriage.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember that. Let's get Cherie up and check which is the undercover. And he was always Tiwa this, Tiwa that.
Yeah.
When you guys finally met,
Yes.
so you guys are met.
I fumbled you guys. I wouldn't even like
For real?
Yeah. So we were in Lagos shooting the video for our song together.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be the protagonist. What do you call them? Like the boyfriend in the video.
Yeah.
And there was a moment when I was supposed to be dancing with her, and my heart was racing, man. And she was just like, "Yo, loosen up. What the hell is wrong
Breathe,
with you, man?"
bruv.
Whoa.
Like, and I couldn't even get close to her. Like I was shaking. And then that day, the chick who was doing our makeup gave me makeup that reacted with my skin immediately.
Bro.
So I had a breakout on set.
And I could set up.
And I had to be closer to your savage with my breakout, man. That was painful.
Anyway, at least
I've never recovered, by the way.
At least you weren't just a breakout
Yeah,
artist.
that's the story of the day I dropped the soap.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yo. Guys, if you've just walked in, we're with man like Bien, the most popular bald man in Kenya.
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
Hey, Jib's moving a skit story.
Much as cute.
He's coming through with a student. Remember, if you've got any question, our WhatsApp line is 0702 946 100. Listen. Bien coming through with my Cherie. Absolutely love this tune. It's bringing us to 24 minutes to 10 a.m. And he's probably one of the most awarded artists from the 254. Ebu name some of the awards umeshika.
Damn. MTV Mama Awards, Best African Group, MTV Mama Award, MTV EMA. So we won an EMA and an MVCA. Sorry, and the Africa Award as well. We won an AMVCA award. Our song was used in the movie. We've won a couple of Afrimas. I don't know how many.
Bruv. You guys were nominated for BET
won
as well.
Chagolatinis.
Yeah.
That was our first ever award.
A solid award.
It meant everything to us then. I still remember the excitement behind that. We've been nominated for many others, BET nomination. And by proxy, because we were songwriters in Burna Boy's album, we won a Grammy.
Yeah.
So, Grammy award winning.
Bruv, I know you're sitting there asking yourself, na mimi nitaishinda award. Why don't you award yourself on Jumbo Bet?
Yeah, man. Simply, man, a semester one kiss to 29111. Nice segue. And you get 100 million bob cash. And Jumbo Bet is licensed by BCLB, license number 0000436. Now, still on awards, was you becoming an artist the first time like you ever started winning awards? Ama uliaishinda sports day.
Best improved.
Most improved.
It's so funny that when I was in primary school, the first time I won an award because I was never an academic, so I never won number one as in what. I only won number one in home science once. But my first ever, was going to Mboch chuo because nilikuwa home science. For some reason, nilichagua tu.
Bruh.
But
what?
Imagine. But
so
my first ever award in school was an award for best entertainer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See that.
Yeah, I was in primary school.
Lakini your home science ndio nataka
So,
kujua.
I was
Ulishona
always-
beanbag.
Nilishona beanbag, lap bag, scarf. Like imagine bado mkumbuka kushona. Hadi leo naweza crochet imagine.
Na kupika upikanga.
Deadly. Jana nimepika sembe mbaya sana hapa Prince akasosi unasema nini?
Kupika sembe si kupika food.
Sembe ndio food, bro.
Nilikucheki kwa balcony ya Ombachi. Sijui ulikuwa una
walinipia
mboga.
Walinipia tende ya managu Ombachi alifikia mimi si babi. Sasa angeniweka kwa teriyaki chicken wings.
Wow.
Okay, kwa mboga.
Akaniweka department ya ugali na mboga. Vitu nimezoea lakini vitu nimezoea.
Is there an artist that you've met who you feel as in akona bad attitude?
Bad attitude. Tons of them. I can't really mention their names, but I think more often than not, artists are coming from a very insecure place. And I understand. You're putting out your art out there for people to judge. And the voices in your head sometimes can just be very self-destructive. So a lot of people cave in. They don't really give as much light as they should. It just depends where you meet the artist, what they're going through at the time. I've met artists who are so the experience is bad in the first time, and then you meet them again, and you're like, this is a totally different human being because they're in a new season in their lives. Yeah, so it's even me sometimes if you meet me, you say Bien is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Depending on where you met me and how you did.
You know, the reason we asked that, we saw Savara going back and forth with Cherie from Elani. And the first time I ever heard this story of Elani, right? Because I think it's something that has been bubbling under, and the way they came at each other, because like Cherie at least respond like in record time.
I know, it was very unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, and
Ali Mwita, second best singer from Sauti Sol.
People will always like. First of all, I don't condone that Sauti Sol, whatever, second best, whatever.
But you were the lead, bro. As in,
I don't condone that because people don't know what it took to get Sauti Sol where it is, and the role that everybody played. Everybody was a star player, and that's why that group is a star group.
Yeah,
yeah, and everyone's journey will be different.
Speaking of,
but I think between Cherie and Savara also, it's sad because Savara did produce those songs. Maybe how Savara went about in the interview was rubbed Cherie the wrong way.
Do you think that they can make up?
I think they should. I don't even think they're enemies, by the way. I think one day they'll laugh it off when they meet. Because Brayo and Delvo are good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I tell you the real story behind how Elani and Sauti Sol started,
so tell us.
It is laughable. I just can't say it here right now because I think it'll start too much on the internet.
Okay.
It'll be too much. I can't. And I don't want that.
Too much laugh on the internet.
No, I don't want that smoke right now. But Savara did take part in producing some of Elani's music. Some. I said some.
Yeah.
I wrote some of Elani's music too. You know, like Jano Siku.
Yeah.
I was in the writer. I was a writer there, and many other jams. But I did it with love. Yeah. And I loved Elani like any other Kenyan did love Elani. You know? Yeah.
Now, you've got a new collabo with Fally Ipupa.
Yeah, the Cap La Merveille.
Let me tell you, I was like, I've always been, that fun. Like, that's just, okay, that's Fally Ipupa. But then when he came to Walkertown.
Yeah.
The other day you saw that, yeah?
Bruv, let me tell you something. I even forgot that I was the host.
Whoa.
I forgot. Like, because he did his sound check and I was just like, yeah, that's Fally Ipupa. And then when I introduced him, I was like, make some noise for Fally Ipupa. Then I shook at the stairs and there he was. And I was starstruck. Like, I was just like, he had that trouser skirt of his, the one like that from Benso, right?
All red. He was in red by there.
Oh, yes, he was.
He was in red.
Now you get it. We're launching Fally Ipupa. So tell me, how did this collabo come about?
So in January, I went to the Grammys just to understand what happens there.
Yeah.
We are so, as Kenyans, we want to win Grammys, but we don't know how the science of winning a Grammy works. So I just went to check it out, and Fally happened to be there. We are both members of the Grammy Voting Academy, and we happened to be at a Grammy party, a pre-Grammy party. The DJ was playing Cherie. Fally was like, this is a nice song. And I was like, yeah, it's my song. Then I was like, in fact, you want to jump on the remix? He was like, hell yeah. But we were in LA at the time. So when I went to France, when I was touring and I was in France, Fally happened to be in the studio working on his album. So he was just like, yo, I'll give you an hour. Come through. I'll put a verse on the remix. And that's how it happened. So then he told me, if you want to shoot the video, you're going to have to come to Congo because I'm going there to prepare for my tour. And I was like, fine. I went to Congo. He took time off of his rehearsal. Fally has a huge show in Lyon, I think 2 days from now, on Saturday. So he took time from his rehearsal, came on set, shot his parts of the video, went back. And I'm so grateful, man. He's a dream artist to work with.
Yeah, and
I'd have loved to do more. I'd have loved to do a new song. There's so much more we will do in the future.
I love it. And when I'm hearing your message, because you're saying, because there's a time I remember a Kenyan, was it Neo? Neo came into the country and everybody was complaining that the guy came into the country, Kenyan artists were just going to take selfies with him. That was very back in the day, right? But what I'm hearing from you is you're pushing yourself, because if you don't go to meet this artist, if you don't
guys,
go
you just have
for
to be
it,
intentional. Like, everything has to be intentional.
Yeah.
And it all adds up in the end. Yeah. I know, like, so when I'm in the thick of it, it doesn't seem to make sense. Sometimes I'm on a flight going to Kinshasa to shoot a video, and I'm asking myself in my head, like, is this the thing that will make me be great? There's moments when I have self-doubt. There's moments, even yesterday after releasing that Fally song, I was feeling some type of way. I don't know why. Like, some imposter syndrome hit me. And I called Nameless. I was in the gym with Nameless in the morning. He was like, no, that song is great. And then I went to Bensoul's house, and he just reassured me. So, like, there's moments when you're not going to feel like yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what being a solo artist is crazy. Like, I didn't know the moments of self-doubt that are, in the whole equation.
And did you have this when you were with your brothers in the group?
No, because, I always had other people to lean on. I like, in moments when I doubted myself, Polycarp was 100. Shimano was 100. and that squared things for me. But now you know you're by yourself, and it's not a bad thing, by the way. You just have to grow into it, and I'm growing into it really well. Naambianga watu mimi ni msanii chipukizi maze, muni support jo, nimeanza career tena.
And when you're talking about, you have support. I mean,
Mad.
you tour with your wife.
Yes, actually, my wife, man, I don't think I'd have done this new phase of my life without her. She's really been instrumental in just keeping me on the path. Yeah, and she's a phenomenal manager, honestly. It takes a woman to do these things.
Unajua huwezi kukosana na manager wako sasa.
Hata ndio nilikuwa nashangaa. Some kijamiana kwa nyumba, alafu some kuna busy.
Wacha niwaambie, by the way, hamjaona kitu kama hiyo. Haujaona dynamic kama kufanya kazi na wife yako. It is the most rewarding thing, but at the same time, yani, sasa zingine tumejamiana. Alafu tumejamiana before tuende place. Tukifika place lazima tukue in good. Lazima tu smile.
Smile and wave.
Yeah, so hizo vitu pia, lakini it's definitely been good for our relationship. Yeah, because imetufanya tu tukue closer. Now we spend all the time together. Yeah.
Right.
I know.
You know who you remind me of? My folks. My folks met in the office and they've been together since. As in, mmoja akiwacha hiyo kazi, mwingine ameacha. Wanaingia busy, wanaingia pamoja. Waking moment every day wako pamoja. They are each other's best friend. Mi uchoka hiyo relationship.
Unaweza choka, by the way, cheki, kuchoka nayo utachoka. So lazima build structures around you za kufanya, za kurelieve your pressure. And usiekele tu pia too much on your partner. Juu pia demi yangu anaweza choka na mimi. Kwani mimi si bo, mimi na bo.
Have you thought of starting a family?
We are in the process. You know those things. Like if I started a family earlier in my career, I wouldn't be ready for this moment. I wouldn't have the time to just make the moves I'm making right now. And I feel like those things will happen when they happen. I don't want to pressure.
Unangoja oops.
Singoje oops. Of course, I'm intentional now.
Okay.
I'm intentional.
But speaking of intentional, of course, you might maybe not that baby, but are we expecting a baby album?
The album. I have another album coming. You know me, I'm always working.
We know.
Speaking of albums, yesterday I was in Bensol's house. Guys, please. Bensol is about to kill you guys with an album. You're not ready. I just said I have to say this on air today.
Yeah.
So you say I told you.
You know where you heard it first.
But yeah, actually, I've been writing, and next week I'm going for my first writing camp for my new album.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There's one brother of yours, I think everybody looks like he's doing something. Like in Ichimano Nikako vibes too. So like, might you know like what's happening with
me? Na Chimano daily, hata jana nilikuwa na dance practice. Chimano is preparing. Guys, you know sometimes when you see someone is quiet, don't assume that they're just sitting down doing nothing, zero grazing. Yeah, he took a break. He went to Australia. He had some months there where he just chilled. And it's necessary. I mean, after Soulfest, we all got a good payday. So you can relax for as long as you want.
Well,
yeah.
And on that note, we are ready to listen to this brand new one, Bien and Fally Ipupa. Bien, I've had a blast catching up with you.
Thank you.
And I mean, today you didn't come with Cheeky and...
Kwani sasa kila mali nikienda
si wewe ulisema mnapanga pahali kila saa. You said that's your mastery.
Si kila saa lakini thank you for having me, guys. Yani, like, this show does a lot for me in my mental health. I listen to this show every morning on my way to the gym.
Oh, thank you.
And I just love you guys so much, man.
And we love you back because you're our Cherie.